The French Revolution, Chapter 18. This is Rene Mappo, who was anointed by Louis XV as Chancellor, and he abolished the parliaments and exiled their members. This is Louis XVI. He was well-meaning but weak and indecisive, which caused him to stumble from concession to concession until he finally lost all power to save his throne. This is Jacques Necker, who produced a public report that suggested the financial situation was not as bad as had been feared. This is Charles Alexandre de Calonne. As financial minister, he proposed to encourage internal trade and to lower some taxes and to transform the corvée into money payments. This is Etienne Charles Loménie de Briand, who sought to reform the land tax. This is Le Cahier des Doléances, which was a list of grievances registered by the local electors to be presented to the king. Painted here is the tennis court oath. In the center foreground are members of different estates joining hands in cooperation as equal. This is the cockade or badge. This is the revolutionary cockade, and eventually the tricolor flag of the revolutionary flag. This is the Declaration of Rights of Man and Citizen. It proclaimed that all men were born and remain free and equal in rights. This is the Parisian Women March on Versailles. The women of Paris marched to Versailles on October 5th, 1789. The following day, the royal family was forced to return to Paris with them, and the French government would function under the constant threat of mob violence. This is Olympe de Gaulle, who composed the Declaration of the Rights of Women. Le Chapelier's law forbade workers' associations. This is an insignia. They were government bonds that were backed by confiscated church lands. They circulated as money, and when the government printed too many of them, inflation resulted and their value fell. This is a painting of Louis XVI and his family being arrested after they attempted to flee to France. They were recognized and they wanted to flee France, and then they were recognized, and then they had to return to Paris, and this ended any realistic hope of a constitutional monarchy. This is the Declaration of Pillnitz. Emperor Leopold II of Austria and King William II of Prussia promised to intervene in France to protect the royal family and to preserve the monarchy. This is a picture of the Girondists, a group that believed the war would preserve the revolution from domestic enemies and bring the most advanced revolutionaries to power. This is a picture of the September massacres. The Paris Commune summarily executed or murdered 1,200 people who were in the city jails. This is an example of the idealized sans-culottes. They believed all people have the right to subsistence, and they resented most forms of social inequality. This is the execution of Louis the 16th, which took place on January 21st, 1793. The convention executed him by guillotine. This was Edmund Burke. He was an Irish-born writer, a British statesman, and author of the Reflections on the Revolution, which is this. Burke condemned the reconstruction of the French administration as the application of a blind rationalism that ignored the historical realities of political development. This is William Pitt the Younger, Prime Minister of Great Britain, who turned against reform and popular movement and also attempted to curb freedom of the press. This is the second partition of Poland, and this is the third. Both occurred as a direct result of the fears by the powers that the principles of the French Revolution were establishing themselves in Poland. This is the picture of the levée en masse, a military requisition on the entire population, conscripting males into the army and directing economic production to military purposes. This is an idea of the Republic of Virtue. In the New Republic, civic virtue largely understood the sacrifice of oneself and one's interest for the good of the Republic. This is Maximilien Robespierre, who emerged as the most powerful revolutionary figure in 1793 and 1794, dominating the Committee of Public Safety. He considered the terror essential for the success of the revolution. This is Pauline Léon, and this is Claire Lacombe. Together they founded the Society of Revolutionary Republican Women. Its purpose was to fight the internal enemies of the revolution. This is the Festival of the Supreme Beings, which inaugurated Robespierre's new civic religion. This is the Council of Elders, part of the Directory, where members were to be men over 40 years old who were either husbands or widowers. This is Gracchus Babeuf, who led the Conspiracy of Equals. Thank you.